Hi, and welcome back to the Beauty Lab podcast. I'm your host, Monina, and my co-host, Vilya. Today is going to be a fun one, guys. And again, thank you for coming here every weekend and week out. Today we're going to switch it up a little, and we're going to talk about some fun TikTok trends. So hang tight, and we are going to go over quite a few today. You ready?
Welcome to the Beauty Lab podcast, your drive time resource for all things beauty, health, and wellness. We're your hosts and favorite beauty nerds, Monina and Vilya.
Join us as we debunk myths, explore the latest trends, and dive deep into the science behind your favorite products. We'll interview industry experts and answer your burning beauty questions in 30 minutes or less.
Ready?
I'm going to kick it off. Okay, so this one was actually very deeply disturbing.
Oh, God.
For me. Have you heard of the caveman skincare routine?
No. I cannot honestly say that I have. Your algorithm's very different than mine.
Obviously, yes. What do you think it is? Just by listening to the
Caveman.
name.
I'm going to guess it has something to do with maybe like not washing your face with like cleanser.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, caveman.
Yeah. I mean, that
rubbing dirt on it, like.
Actually, what you just said would probably be better than what it actually is. So, for those of you who don't know what it is, the caveman skincare, if you look it up, it was started and went viral because of a TikTok influencer named Tia Zacher. Young gal, beautiful girl. When I looked up her TikTok and I looked up her face, it was awful. It was awful. So what it is she stopped all skincare products.
Oh.
We're talking no cleansing, no moisturizing, no sunscreening.
Oh, no. Maybe she has a layer of mud on her face.
It gets better. And no water.
Oh.
Not even water. How she prevents water hitting her face when she washes her hair and stuff, I don't know. But she claims she's doing this to let her skin heal naturally. Yes.
We love that.
If you look up her video, she does look like she rubbed mud up against her face, and it's now cracking.
Ew, what?
But it's her skin.
And
And she claims that she's been able to restore her skin barrier by allowing this buildup to eventually just fall off, and underneath it's going to be like this beautiful radiant skin.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a theory.
So if you've ever put on like a mud mask, and you know how when it dries and then you start talking, it cracks?
Yes.
That's what it looks like.
And that's just like her natural oils, dead skin,
buildup,
whatever environmental junk.
Everything landing on her skin, and it's not coming off. Oh. And I looked up a couple more videos. I even went on Reddit, and there are young girls actually implementing this. And again, this is why I said I'm horrified. And a lot of them claim that their skin obviously has gotten worse, that people with acne. Some girls now have something called fungal acne developing.
Oh, that's cute.
And then I watched a couple of other dermatologists talk about it. And yes, they said that when you look at her skin, she does look like she's developed something called dermatitis neglecta, and also the fungal acne is what it looks like. So yeah, it is very horrifying to see that girls are actually following her lead. But what I want to say as an esthetician is, of course, if you've over-exfoliated, you've been using too many active ingredients, yes, of course your skin will react to that as well. But simplifying your routine, I have no problem with.
That is really simple, though.
Yes.
You just literally do nothing.
You do nothing. But, I mean, I'm talking about giving your skin a reset, sure. Yeah. But no cleansing is going to create so many other problems. Everything from your acne and your oily skin getting more clogged, more buildup. I mean, just listen to all the other past episodes when we talked about even the lazy girl skincare, right? There are just so many things that, there are things you can take out of your routine, obviously, But the basic cleanse, tone, moisturize, and a good sunscreen. You know, good healthy skin. As an esthetician, I recommend a balanced routine that includes at least those 3 things minimum. So your daily skincare routine, eating properly, drinking water, sunscreen, all those things. I really don't see how that could be overwhelming. But if you've thrown in like a million steps, yes, I can see that get overwhelming, right?
Right.
And so if you look at the caveman skincare routine in those terms of simplifying, great. But keep cleansing, keep toning, and keep moisturizing, please.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around how she came up with the theory that her skin is going to just like flake off and then there's going to be like brand new beautiful skin underneath.
I really don't know. I don't know where she looks quite young.
Okay.
She doesn't hold any type of like medical degree or
Right. Okay.
aesthetic degree from what I've seen. So I don't know, some young gal who decided this is what I'm gonna do, and she documented it, and yeah.
Is this what cavemen did?
I guess she coined the term because she imagines they didn't have cleansers, they didn't have moisturizers, but they had water.
They had water.
At least went into the lake a couple of times. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. But yeah, just very interesting. So it went viral because of that. She was documenting it, and then you could kind of see the stuff building up on her skin. And
Oh, wow.
yeah.
All right. Well, that's a thing.
That's
Did
my
I-
first
Yeah.
TikTok trend.
Well, my first TikTok trend it's a 2025 trend, and actually we've been seeing this for some years now, but it is shocking how I go on to like TikTok shop and it is just inundated with people selling wigs. So wigs is less disgusting than the caveman skincare routine.
Again, algorithm is definitely
Totally.
different from mine.
Right.
I haven't seen this, but okay.
Yeah, and so I don't want to say I hate it. I don't hate it. I think it's kind of cool. I would just say that if you're in the market for a wig, remember that it has to be 100% human hair if you plan to curl it or blow dry it or do any kind of heat styling at all. Otherwise, it'll just melt. Normally when they come, a lot of these wigs have bangs. Most wigs have bangs. It makes the hairline look more real.
Yeah.
And I would say almost pretty much all of them had bangs.
And would you say wigs are either 100% human hair or 100% synthetic, or are there some that have a combination of both?
Yeah, there's a combination of both. I wouldn't say that if it's, unless you're getting it at like a Halloween store for literally just for Halloween, that's going to be a synthetic wig. But sometimes there's like a mix, like they like to throw some synthetic, just to kind of like basically cut the human hair with synthetic hair. And I don't know why that's a thing aside from like saving on cost for human hair, because human hair is expensive.
Sure.
But I would just look for Remy, the word Remy hair. So Remy, even with hair extensions, Remy means that every single strand of hair is going in the same direction. So like when the hair naturally grows out of your head, the cuticle layer is like growing down like this. And then if you don't have Remy hair, but it still says 100% human hair, that could mean that, yes, it's human hair, but not the care wasn't taken to ensure that all of the strands of hair are going in the same direction.
I didn't realize that.
So that some will be going down this way, which gives you that smooth, shiny look, and no tangles and no frizz. And then some of the hair is going the other way with the cuticle layer going up. So if you think about brushing your hair down like everyone does, and you're brushing against the cuticle, it's going to get tangled and it's going to get frizzy. And that's the quality of the hair, even with extensions. So just look for the word Remy, R-E-M-Y.
Wow, all these years I just thought Remy was like a brand.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, Wow, good to know Remy, you guys.
Yeah, and I don't know what Remy stands for. Maybe it stands for, it's like an acronym for something. I'm not sure. I could be completely wrong about that, but look for the word Remy. And yeah, so wigs, I'm shocked at how they're just seemingly flying out on TikTok Shop. And I see two kind of basic styles. I see like a very layered, kind of smooth, layered with bangs. Not a heavy bang either, like a pretty skimpy bang. And then the other style is more of like an A-line bob with layers. No bangs. And it's cute. I don't know.
And they're affordable, right? They're not.
They're
like,
affordable,
too
which makes me
expensive.
wonder how they could
Yeah.
even be like real hair.
See, and that's what I always thought was if you want it to look real or natural and not like a wig, you were going to pay an arm and a leg for it. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's only so much hair getting harvested or donated or whatever to these, companies, but
Wow.
wigs, that is a 2025 super trend, I would say, that's
like
been
it.
creeping up slowly.
Yeah.
Would you wear a wig?
Okay, so I have to admit, I bought the bangs. Your
Yeah, and
like clipping bangs.
because you need more
You
bangs.
know me with. Well, I always feel like my bangs there's not enough.
You have bang dysmorphia.
I do. I tried. So I bought the one that I thought was gonna look. I bought two, and I don't know. It didn't work.
Yeah.
It just didn't work. But I've seen it work for people who don't have bangs.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they put it in, and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought I would try it. So, but to answer your question, I feel like the way technology is now and the way that they can do these wigs, I wouldn't mind trying it.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a client. Honestly, I only did her makeup. I never did her facials or anything. So I was never like touching her hair. Literally, like maybe 3 years into working with her, off and on, I learned she wore a wig.
Wow. And you were doing her makeup?
I was doing her makeup.
Wow, she blended that lace hairline really well.
When she finally admitted it was a wig, I was shocked.
Yeah.
It looked amazing. It was the cutest cut on her.
Yeah.
And actually, her actual hair looked like that. It's just that it was very fine, and it didn't give her the the volume and the look that she really wanted. And so yeah, it was kind of funny. It's like her wig was actually what her actual hair looked like.
I guess that would make sense, like if you're thinning and you don't want people to know. But these are more like
full wigs.
Oh, they're totally full wigs, but they're also like one day you have a A-line bob, the next day you have long hair. I mean, it's like a whole like thing, like it's like supposed to be obvious, that
I
but
see.
not, and you know what I mean? Like the hair looks like it's real hair because it is real hair, and it's
but you're not fooling anyone.
Yeah, you're not trying to fool anyone.
Trying to fool anyone. Yeah.
I think I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would if your hair changes every every day, color and style and whatever.
Right. Wow.
When I wear a wig, I don't know. I don't like anything on my head. I wouldn't be opposed to wearing a wig for like like a costume.
Yeah, maybe.
But then I think it would drive me crazy.
Yeah, because even like when I wear hats, I can only wear it for so long.
Yep.
I can't imagine what it would feel like to have a wig on.
Yeah.
Like, even just for a few hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some advice, again, if you want to try wigs, just make sure you're also not covering your like 5-day dirty hair with a wig. Just lots of issues can happen with your scalp if you are suffocating your scalp with all the oils and everything on them. Just gonna put that down.
Yeah, I just came up with a question then. You're right, because when you wear a wig, you wear a what do they call it? A sock?
A wig
or
cap.
A wig cap. How is that healthy for your hair then? Because aren't you like preventing like just airflow into your scalp if you're wearing that like every day?
I think they make them so that they're breathable.
Oh.
And then the wigs are, there's lots of little holes on the top. So as far as like airflow, I mean, it's not like not wearing a wig.
Yeah.
But I would take breaks every once in a while.
Sure.
Don't wear it all night or anything.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think that's okay. But just keep your scalp healthy, just clean your scalp.
Yeah.
That's all.
Makes sense.
All right.
It's like putting on a new shirt every day,
Yeah.
right? Not
Yep.
wearing the same one over. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
All right. I want to know what your next one is. Your
All right.
first one kind of blew me away.
All right, this one is it's a trend. I feel like it's been around a little bit already, but it's the sunset blush and the cherry lips. I'm sure you've seen this. I feel like next to contouring videos, this is the next one that I see over and over again. So it's that trend where you're layering warm and radiant tones like peaches and corals, pinks, touch of gold, and the whole objective is to give that sunlit golden hour flush look to the skin, right? And I'm sure some of you have already seen it where they put like a highlighter on the very top of the cheekbone, and then they put like either a peachy liquid blush and then like a more of a pink blush, depending on your undertones. And then you blend it all together, and it's amazing how your skin looks like it's glowing. So it gives you that, like I said, that golden hour flush look. It makes you look really healthy. I would say try the cream blushes.
Yeah.
And then set it though with like either a translucent powder or because if it's translucent, it's light enough that it won't take away from that glowy look. Even though you're layering powder over the cream, it still shows through. And it also helps the makeup last a lot longer if you're layering the powder on top of it. Or you can layer with the same tone blush, but in a powder form. Right? So I would definitely recommend doing that to kind of keep it in place, especially if you get hot easily, or if you're in a humid environment or you're oily like me. I would definitely set it and then put a setting spray. So that's one of the parts of the trend. The other one is what they call the cherry lips. So this like a play on the classic red lips. So our classic red lips are usually like the bold red. And again, depending on your undertones, will determine what kind of red.
Right.
Red is hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to find the right one for your skin tone. But this kind of plays off of that where it's like the lips are definitely the center of attention. It's very sheer. It looks kind of juicy. It's like tints of color, just like a tint to give like a pop of color, but it's not overwhelming and it's not like high maintenance like your bold matte red lips. Right? So giving that, again, just that glossy look on your cheeks and your lips makes you look hydrated, radiant, awake. I think that's why it's so popular right now. And if you have smaller lips, wearing more of a glossy lipstick or glossy lip gloss makes your lips look bigger.
Yes.
So that's why a lot of times women with bigger lips don't want that shine.
Right.
On their lips. But even that, I feel like this trend is so popular, even people with really big lips.
I think big lips have become, popular.
And they're gravitating towards anything that makes your lips look, so people like me with my small, I call my Marsha Brady, fish lips. As soon as I smile, they disappear. Definitely like this trend, and I have been experimenting with more glosses than I ever did in the past. So, that one was a fun one.
Yeah, cool. Okay, well, my next one is the 90s blowout has been like a big one over the last like maybe year or two, maybe even a little longer, but I feel like I have like girls for prom coming in wanting a 90s blowout, which is basically like, when you have lots of layers and stuff, it's all like blown like towards your face. And then, it's like flippy and big and like, think Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
With or without bangs, you can do a 90s blowout. Yeah. But now it's kind of morphing into less curtainy sort of bangs, though we do still see that. And now we're starting to see like more of the almost like late 80s inspired volume, like the winged, remember like in the 80s when we used to like do this thing and like spray. So lots of like almost like wingy,
like feathered,
but not like Farrah Fawcett, with lots of volume on the sides. And then also like instead of curtain bangs kind of coming down this way, we're seeing a lot of like up and away,
up and over.
Yeah. So that is interesting.
Yeah, actually, I just saw a TikTok video the other day showing you different variations on how to get that up and over with blow drying and using hairspray and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. And some of those techniques are like things that I would watch my mom do when I was a little kid. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really coming back.
It always comes back.
Yeah. And a lot of it is like, they blow dry it over and then they kind of push it down. So there's like a big, heavy poof, like right on your forehead.
Yep.
And
it's like
I don't hate it.
I don't either. I actually like it because you know me. I'm all about the volume.
100%.
Yeah, that poof I love because it's like take on the pompadour almost look, you know, like it's like big and poofy and comes to the front. I love it. But yeah, it's hard to actually do on your own.
Right. And that along with like the deep side part. Remember? Like, so if you're Gen Z, you have been really mean to anyone who's older than you, calling us boomers. And other various rude things for not having a middle part.
For not having a middle part.
Yeah, for not having a middle part.
Oh, that was so...
There's been a lot of side part shaming over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I know.
But not everybody looks good in a middle part, Gen Z. Okay?
I definitely can't.
That is a total face shape thing. It's not about a trend. Not every trend is going to look good on everybody.
Yes. And I think that's why I gravitated towards bangs because growing up, everybody was doing the part down the middle, and I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
But having the bangs kind of broke it up, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's your face shape.
Yes.
That's what it is, that you just instinctively knew. This doesn't look good on my face shape.
So
I'm excited for the deep side part to have its moment again. Because while I probably won't do a deep side part, I will do a side part. I have always done a side part, even if it's just off center. It's still considered side, and I'm still a loser to Gen Z. So take that, Gen Z. We're having our moment.
There you go. All right.
So that plus big hair.
Yeah, I love the big hair.
I know.
I've always liked the big hair. Yeah. Okay, I have one more.
Yep.
Which this one's kind of fun and exciting. AI, we know, is taking over the world.
Yes.
And it's found its way into skincare.
Okay.
Okay, so AI and skincare, what does that mean? Well, skincare is getting smarter. We're being able to figure out through technology how to deliver products better, how to get through that barrier, how to repair that barrier, all that kind of good stuff, right? But now with AI emerging, there are places like Smart Skin in LA, which I would love for us to go do a field trip and try this out. So I was reading up on a couple of places that are utilizing AI in skincare, and Smart Skin in LA does utilize it. So it's a machine, and you cleanse your face first, and then they use, it's called a dermoscope, and it like touches different areas of your face, and it analyzes it, and then you fill out a huge questionnaire, because of course our skin has to do with not just what's on topically, but you know, what we eat, our lifestyle, the whole 9 yards. So they do a whole questionnaire. They'll input that into the machine, and it analyzes everything, and it literally spits out and generates a custom skincare routine for you.
Oh.
Like it'll literally make your serum, your cleanser, your moisturizer, everything that your skin needs. So the whole customization.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Right? It's like a whole new elevated form of customized skincare, which I'm all about.
Yeah.
Obviously, I love that. So AI can customize. There's things like apps and diagnostic tools. So there's another one I looked up. It's an AI bot. And if you go on Instagram, you can find her AI bot. It's called at natural.chaos, but chaos is KAOS.
Okay.
It's like ChatGPT for all things skin.
Oh.
It's super cool. So that's one tool I found. You can play around with that. And, you know, so the bottom line is AI in skincare is emerging. It is a cool thing. One of the big benefits is obviously you're going to save money, right? You don't have to do the whole trial and error and waste your money on this serum, that serum. Yeah, there's so much out there now. It's really hard for the the normal person who doesn't have a skincare background to even know where to start, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the benefit is saving time, less trial and error, but of course, AI is not perfect,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't replace your normal dermatologist. It doesn't replace your licensed esthetician. It doesn't replace the professional
Right.
who knows, can touch, feel, and look and observe your natural skin, right?
Right.
In its natural state. It's not perfect. So I like to use AI more as a tool and a guideline as opposed to replacing that actual human element.
Yeah.
You know?
I like
For me.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it as a tool. It, you know, as a hairstylist, AI.
Well, like your AI, if you haven't come to her for her Japanese, is that what it's called? A Japanese
Scalp
head
massage.
Scalp
Yeah.
massage. She starts by looking at your scalp. It's the
Yeah.
coolest thing.
But the thing that bugs me about AI with hairstyling
Mm-hmm.
is most pictures now on Pinterest are AI.
Oh.
So you'll have people who come in and they'll be like, I want this, or like, why doesn't my hair look like this? And it's like they're all AI generated photos,
Oh.
which I get, kind of like what you're saying, is a tool. So if you aren't sure if you're going to look good with a bob and you've been wearing your hair long for a long time, that's a great tool
Right.
for figuring out like, hey, this mostly looks like me, this picture that AI spit out with a bob. But the hair texture is going to be different. The style in the photo is most likely unachievable because
Yeah.
you know, AI is not going to give you an ugly haircut, you know, or like give you ugly hair either,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
So anyway, just had to throw that in there about AI.
Yes,
Is that it
you're
is a
right.
good tool,
Yeah.
but it can be very
misleading. It
yeah.
can be misleading. Yeah, because remember, I think it was you. Did you send me that one app
Yes.
on Facebook where you could put your face and you could see like what you look like as a, you know, with blonde hair, with gray hair.
Yeah.
You know what I noticed? Why I liked all those pictures?
Because your skin was flawless.
Not just
You
that.
look like you're 25 with
Well, yeah.
long gray perfect hair.
But it changed even my eye shape
Oh.
and my nose shape, and I'm like, wow, that looks really good. Wait, that's not my true face. That's why I'm liking this picture, but
You actually have pores in real life. And
Yeah.
and you know, some fine lines and wrinkles where it's funny how those
Yeah.
AI generated
Yeah.
photos are like, I mean, it's funny because I'll see people that I know on social media and they'll have an AI generated photo as their profile picture, and then I'll like read the comments like, you look amazing, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my god, you guys don't know that's AI? Like, really? I haven't seen you in 20 years. You look like you haven't aged.
Well, now I'm thinking
You're aging backwards. That's like my favorite.
Yeah, you're aging backwards. But how sad and misleading though, like if you're on these dating apps and you have an AI generated photo of yourself.
That's a whole nother
whole-
thing. Yeah. Anyways,
Wow.
yeah. So AI, great tool, but not a replacement.
Not a replacement for the real thing. Yeah.
And if you're listening to this and you bring an AI generated photo to your stylist and you're like, I want this, and she's like, okay, but this is AI. Listen to her. She's just there
Yes.
to do right by you.
Yeah.
He or she.
And on that note,
Yes.
if you're benefiting from anything we talked about today or in past shows, please like, share, subscribe, and definitely if this particular episode you thought of someone in particular, please share it with them, like your hairstylist or your esthetician or that friend that's gonna try out the caveman skincare routine. Please help them.
Yeah, they need help. If they're considering the caveman skincare routine.
Yeah. Please share and let us help them. So
Yeah. So my last TikTok trend that I'm actually excited that this is coming back is hair tinsel. Remember hair tinsel? Yeah, it's coming back.
Didn't we have that on the trolley?
Yeah, we
Yes.
did. We absolutely did.
Yep.
And it hasn't been gone out of trend for too long, which is kind of fun that it's like coming back into trend, especially for like festival hair and stuff like that. And I'm mostly hoping that if the hair tinsel trend like really takes off again, that feather extension.
I knew you were gonna say
that feather extensions are gonna come back.
Because they're extensions if you're really young.
Sad day.
And you don't know what those are, definitely look at
Yeah, and it was a sad day when those just like
They
were just
and
they
gone.
came and
They-
went.
Yeah, came and went.
There was
yeah.
like a maybe a 3-year window,
That
maybe.
was- I remember, I think Olivia, my daughter,
Yeah.
wanted the feathers, and I think we even did the tinsel. I think we offered it at some of the birthday
did.
parties that
We
we
did.
Yeah. For fun.
Yeah, one of my clients actually brought it up recently, and she's like in her 70s, and she wears her natural gray, and she's like, I want to do silver tinsel to like, you know, kind of add a little sparkle,
So
and I'm like,
cute.
do it.
And I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
It's fun.
Let's do more fun things with our hair.
Yes, absolutely.
But I do have to bring up one haircut trend that I just can't get on board with.
Uh-oh. What?
It's the jellyfish haircut. Have you seen that?
Jellyfish haircut.
Yeah. So
What the heck?
it's a look. It's a look. I get it. I do.
But what's a jellyfish?
So it's the reason it's called a jellyfish haircut is so imagine a longer mullet. So like not super short layers on the top, but like a little shorter layers than you, length as long as yours.
Okay.
But shorter layers, but the top layers and the bottom layers are completely disconnected.
Oh.
And the top layers are cut so that you can wear them kind of flipped out. So like from the side, you look like a jellyfish, or like it looks like there's some good jellyfish on your head. I know, I don't know. I hate the name. I hate the look.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, that's a trend?
Yeah.
For guys or
No.
girls?
What? No. God. Probably soon.
Oh.
I mean, guys, whatever. Guys are doing things, whatever. Everyone's doing weird things. But
Wow. That's nuts. I like the permed hair trend that
For
was
guys.
happening better
you like perms better for guys than the jellyfish.
than the jellyfish.
Yeah. Like Miley Cyrus has that haircut. You know, you see these like really like sculpted pieces that are like super short, but but the hair, the rest of the hair is really long. And then
So
there's like lots
yeah.
of volume at the top, but then there's like,
So it's, oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yep.
Yeah, so it is very disconnected.
it's totally disconnected.
Yeah.
And as a hairstylist, okay, I've done this haircut once on a client who came in, and I was like, oh, we modified it a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I bet you made it look at least decent.
Yeah, and like the thing is it's hard to style because that flip, you know, has to be very wispy, and so it takes a lot to style that kind of hair. Even though if you watch tutorials or whatever, it'll be like you can let this air dry, and it'll look. I was like, no, you cannot. You're gonna look nuts. Like,
I have a suggestion. How about you tell him to just go look for the wig?
yeah, look for the jellyfish wig. It's a great idea.
Instead, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, much better. Yeah, but the hardest part for a stylist, as a stylist, I should say, is not blending the layers. Like it just feels so wrong. I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh, I
Yeah,
have to
I
not
get-
blend this.
I get it.
I don't know how to do
I
that.
get it.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It hurts me
It hurts your heart.
physically and mentally. Anyways, jellyfish haircut, not a fan.
Not a
but,
fan.
you know, if you have a jellyfish haircut, you know,
Send us a photo.
send
I
us a
wanna- I
photo.
wanna see.
And also let us know how you like styling that haircut.
Yeah,
Because
that'd be
I
interesting.
imagine that would not be
Probably
super
hard
fun.
to do. I
Yeah.
mean, and who has that time? I sure don't.
I don't know.
Okay,
All
well,
right.
that pretty much wraps up our
Yep.
TikTok trends for today. So glad you were joining us, and week in, week out, we love doing these. Again, if there's a trend maybe we haven't mentioned or talked about, but you really want to know a little bit more about it, please reach out, let us know.
Yes.
If there's any other topic that we haven't covered that you want to know more about, please let us know as well. But thank you again for joining us. I'm Monina.
I'm Velia.
Until next time,
Keep experimenting with your beauty routine. Yeah, it looks good.
Look at me. I know one of these Tuesdays I should have Olivia here. Have her take me behind the scenes and fix our hair.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Handler. We need a handler.
Yeah, we need a fluffer. Oh,
Oh,
wait.
personal fluffer. Okay. Okay.
You know what a fluffer is, right, Marina?
Oh, shoot. No.
It's
Yeah,
not,
you know what a fluffer is?
they're not here to fluff your hair. I'll tell you that
Oh.
much.
Oh,
It's a porn thing.
okay. See, did
Let me
you
see
know
your
that,
teeth.
Jen?
You have lipstick on. Other side. Yep.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, got it. 100% chance Jen knows what a fluffer is. Jen's a perv. Tell me I'm wrong.
I feel like I'm gonna kill you. Kill you too. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Right.
Okay.
Been a lot of
So
side part
I know.
shaming
It was-
over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So take that, Gen Z. We're having our moment.
It's fine.
Let's do more fun things with our
Yes.
hair.